have a top 12, which 4 of the racers will get buys into round 2 in the final bracket, and then you have 8 racers meeting up straight out of group stage. So definitely excited to see how this turns out here.
And the race is underway. Both of them are starting off with Quick Man first.
Oh. Not a bad choice. I've seen a lot of people go Quick first. I tend to go either Flash or Bubble personally, but yeah, Quick's not really a bad stage to start in. It's pretty easy overall, besides the beam section, of course. You do unfortunately miss a zip in this stage or 2 if you start here, seeing that you won't have item 1. But hey, some seas you can't zip with item 1 anyway, so like I said, not that bad of an idea to start here.
No, it's a really good starting place. Myself, I'm used to seeing Flash first, but I've been seeing a lot of Quick first in this tournament so far. And it really does make sense because it's a rather straightforward level, and regardless of the randomization, you can pretty much expect what most of the level is going to look like. So it's easier to go through it unequipped, I would say, than a lot of the other stages.
Yeah, right on. And then also that boss room is kind of laid out to where most bosses you fight in there isn't too threatening. I don't suppose. The fact that it's not flat kind of does make it a little challenging on some bosses, but other bosses, it makes it easier to fight them. So we're gonna find Bubble Man here.
Yeah, and Bubble Man, I would say on average is probably not any extra difficult on this section, except for one thing where if you're on one of the 2 higher areas of the stage and he's not, like we could see on EasyDanger's there, you'll have to do a little bit of fishing to get yourself on the same level as him to make it jump again. But aside from that, pretty standard fare with this boss fight, even in this room.
Yeah, definitely, and both runners are off to a good start, taking out Bubble Man here in the Quick arena. And next we got Flashman from Creed. I always like to see Flashman stage. The palette, the icicles take, seeing that they alternate, and it's really cool, really neat to see some of the colors.
You can see Creed firing a lemon at the crash wall there, testing to see if the weakness just happens to be Buster, which it can be because so many things, practically everything, is completely randomized in this. And that is one of the many things, is the weakness could be anything, including Buster, for crash walls or even crushers.
Yeah, that was actually pretty smart. I haven't seen many people test crash walls that early, right there at that wall yet. So, good stuff to Creed, pulling out the pro strats early.
That's definitely my favorite place to check right there. It's just free. You're always going to be going right past it anyway.
Yeah, right on. And Creed skipping to go, choosing to go the bottom path and not even worry with this E-Tank over here. Which is actually a pretty good strat. I mean, that E-Tank, if you don't know the wall weakness, it does take extra time to go get, like maybe an extra 3 to 5 seconds or so. Could be worth it if you're really hurting for E-Tanks, but I wouldn't think so this early on in the game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and luckily he goes in to find himself with an easy metal fight there, so he dispatches him rather quickly. Definitely a good call on avoiding the E-Tank. Meanwhile, EasyDanger swagging facing left, coming into the boss fight there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of Easy, you see the moonwalk from Easy. Fighting Metal Man. Now, 4 of these 8 Robot Masters are weak to Buster. Are weaker to Buster. That way you can kind of get through them. It'll be like more of a fair chance to get through them if you choose it as your first stage.
Essentially, 4 of the bosses have a soft weakness to Buster, meaning it'll deal. I think it's 2 damage to them per shot. and there's also a chance that one of the bosses can actually have a strong weakness to Buster. I forget exactly how much damage that does, but it's a lot more than 2.
Yeah, right on. And we see the runners taking different paths here. Easy opting to go metal, and Creed in bubble stage. And Creed setting up for this item 1 less zip, using the pause buffer strats. See if he gets far enough into the wall, which he does. Pass right through that first part of the spike section after the checkpoint.
That was very well executed. He skipped an incredibly dangerous spike section as well by doing that. So that was just great that worked out for him. Sometimes it randomly doesn't, but he got really far into the wall there, so it was pretty much a guarantee at that point.
Yeah, definitely. So it's definitely worth the pauses right there if you don't have the item 1 yet.
Easy was just sacrificed a little bit of time to get the 1-up, but not necessarily a bad move for sure. You never know what's coming up in this lower section of metal stage. So it can go really easily, or I've seen it go incredibly bad. Crabs are definitely one of the things that have made it go bad, but luckily it looks like they're just taking a few shots.
Oh, Creed finds a weakness for Flash with charged heat there. And that's gonna take out Flash. Quick work, and I believe that's 3 down for LVCreed.
EasyDanger fishing a little bit for a weakness to this Hermit Crab here, but unfortunately he was unable to come up with anything. But he's going to take the safe route and go for this E-Tank, which means he's going to have to do some pause buffering. Oh no, he's got item 1. He's got this. Item 1 is apparently stationary. Another good thing to know for the runner.
Yeah, definitely. Stationary item 1s are really hard to zip with. I think pretty much the only viable zip you can get with it is probably screen 1 of the crash stage, which you see LVCreed not opting to do. It is one of the harder zips for sure, and if you can't execute it like, say, as good as Kumba can, then you will probably end up spending a little bit more time than you want to there. So Creed making this climb here, using item 1.
Definitely one of the nastier climbs I've seen, but he's making quick and easy work of it with that item 1.
Yeah, them Chanky makers can really give you some trouble.
Meanwhile, EasyDanger opting to take the E-Tank as he fights quick here in metal stage. That conveyor belt there, that can make any boss fight particularly nasty, and Quick not having a weakness to Buster can really change things up.
Yeah, definitely. So, Quickman, one of the more agile bosses, can throw you off.
Yeah, he's so agile, and on top of that, the contact damage is usually pretty nasty. I didn't notice exactly how much it was doing here, but I know it wasn't good, that's for sure.
Right, Easy gonna find item 2 there, out of metal. So that's his 3rd Robot Master down. He's moving to Bubble Man now.
Smart play by Creed there, getting that E-Tank. I don't know if he... Well, no, he probably doesn't know he's ahead, but not a bad choice, because it's always a better idea in the randomizer here to go ahead and take the E-Tank if you're in danger than it is to sacrifice the life. It's just such a massive difference in time.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, that's one of the easier E-Tanks to get. It doesn't take that much time to get it. Maybe 2 to 3 seconds at the most. Creed fighting Airman now in the Crash Arena.
Seems to be a particularly defensive Airman. He isn't giving very many patterns that he could shoot through, but Creed was able to work around it and get behind him twice here, and came out with 2. Normally we call them Bloogles, but they're not blue, so I'm not sure what to call them, but they're always fun when he leaves his weapons behind, moving across the screen slowly.
Yeah, Airman with the little tornado. he can be rather tricky to deal with at times.
EasyDanger here showing us exactly what you're up against when you don't manage to get the zip and bubble stage. And there's shrimp and mets everywhere and precise jumps with spikes above your head the whole way. It's not a fun trip, but he made it through. Still pressing on. Creed, meanwhile, coming into metal stage, dealing with all the Joes on the conveyors. Creed has opted to skip the one up. I can't say I blame him. He's making pretty steady progress here so far.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you can, say if you haven't taken any deaths or anything, or aren't having a particular bad time, and you're in metal stage, I'd probably end up skipping it myself. Probably a good time save there. Yeah, opting to skip that E-Tank as well. One of the harder E-Tanks to deal with, I'd say. Itemless, anyway. Seeing that you do.
Took an unfortunate death there to Flashman. He was very close, and he almost had it, but Flashman actually froze him at just the right time. He was unable to get outside of his hitbox there. Let's see if hopefully he can dispatch him this time.
And meanwhile, Creed versus Quick. Let's see how this works out for him. He's looking for a weakness for him. He's not finding much of anything. He's gonna have to use an E-Tank here. And EasyDanger makes it out of Slash Fight and Bubble Stage as well. Creed give up on trying to find the weakness, just gonna buster him out. So there's that. Getting out 1232 out of, I believe that was his 5th or 6th. I think it's 5th. And he's got 3 more. And both of the runners end up in wood stage here.
Looks like EasyDanger has found a good weakness for the dogs in Crash there, but Creed has found an equally good weakness in Charged Heat there, so anything could happen here. It looks like Creed is actually catching up quickly. I don't know who's actually ahead of who. I didn't notice the stage select screens, but either way, Creed is catching up in the stage.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure if Easy's got 4 or 5 Robot Masters down. I know Creed has 5 down. So Easy gonna look for a weakness for this Sniper Joe here. He's just gonna damage through. Creed ended up just damage boosting through without looking for the weakness. It's always good to know certain enemy weaknesses along the way, just so while you're moving along, you can just go ahead and switch to that weakness, save your health a little bit, and kill those enemies easier.
Yeah, definitely. Certain enemies can certainly be a pain, so knowing their weakness will make a huge difference. Creed was opting to go with Crash right away, which looks like it reaches right through the Leaf Shield, making quick work of Woodman there. EasyDanger barely behind him at all in that boss fight, but that was a very nice guess by Creed there.
Yeah, I mean, Easy just busted him out. Didn't have much problem with it either. So, okay, we got 6. Yeah, Creed looks like he's ahead by 1 stage. Both these guys go into Airman next. So we'll see. This first part of Airman kind of gives me a little bit of trouble. I usually like to have at least item 1 going through here. Kind of help if I do take a lot of damage, I can hit the knockback and at least land on the platform versus falling in the hole through the pit.
Oh yeah, safety is everything in this game here. Taking a couple of hits might cost a couple of seconds, but a death can easily be as much as 30 seconds. And LVCreed, speaking of taking a death, missed his item 2 and landed in the pit here.
Ouch. Yeah, but I think he's kind of far enough ahead at this point that that's not going to hurt him too bad.
No, but it does offer EasyDanger a little bit of time to catch up some, and anything can definitely happen in the Wily stages, in particular Wily 4.
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely.
This match is decided yet.
Oh, by any means, yeah, no, no favorites here, nothing like that. Easy's got a good opportunity to try to gain some time here. He's run into a little bit of troubles here with the little UFOs and the flyboys.
That's one of the biggest dangers of the Airman stage, is any enemies that respawn each other, or not each other, but themselves. Those flyboys, the Metroids, the crabs, there's a variety of them, and any of them will cause a problem, because you have to slow down so much each step of the way to do it safely, but then they just keep coming. Luckily, they're all dying with just a shot or two here, though, so it's not too bad. Just have to be a little careful.
Right on, and yeah, you got the dumber version of Crash, the one that just he says, "Hey, I'm here. I'm gonna walk around on the ground. It's fine. Shoot me." And yeah, that's what they did. And Easy making it out first. LVCreed right behind him. Easy going to Heat stage next. So we'll see how Easy deals with Heat stage, and we'll see where Creed ends up. He's got last stage is Heat stage. So.
And we found one of the worst things you can find in Heat stage is the chickens, but luckily they are definitely Buster weak, only taking a single shot to destroy. But oh no, EasyDanger took a slip into the lava.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt him.
Meanwhile, Creed almost rhythmically bustering down these chickens and keeping it moving fairly steady here, handling it pretty well. This is not the first time he's seen this.
Switch to item 1 here to make sure to get over this gap with no problems. Silly chickens. Alright, let's see if he's going to go for the zip. Yes, he does. Sets up item 3 pretty nicely, and away we go. Oh no, he didn't make it. He gets it that time. Well, Danger places his item 3 a little high the first time. Let's see if he knows the zip yet or not. No, it doesn't look like he does. Yeah, I know he was talking about learning. Oh no, that's ooh, okay, he made it out.
Nice save.
Every time I've hit that situation, I end up in the pit. That's a good save by Easy there.
LVCreed is taking on Heatman here, who moves a little slower than usual, and it looks like he moves most of the way to the player, but not quite all the way. He's got very different distances, timings, and also speeds at which he travels. Looks like he wasn't too bad here this time.
Man. Yeah, and LVCreed making it out of He-Man at 2017. That's 8 Robos in just over 20 minutes. Very, very respectable for a randomizer. I mean, even for the regular game itself, vanilla, I think I make it out of 8 Robos at around 19 minutes myself. Oh, Easy almost ran into some trouble stopping for that one up. That, I never stop for that thing, but that's me.
That was the first time I've seen an item 2 actually get zipped downward by a Yoku block. That was interesting. I'm really glad he didn't take the loss there. Probably a good move in stopping for that one up.
Yeah, and guys, in case you hadn't been following the we got a little game we like to play. Kame, what game do we like to play when we get to this stage?
Oh, in this stage, everybody loves to play our favorite game, which is to, of course, guess the color of the dragon, because as most things in this game, the color of the dragon and the alien as well is completely randomized.
It is indeed, and I am gonna go with, what are you gonna go with? I don't know what I want.
I'm gonna go with yellow, because I keep not seeing yellow, but I know that it exists.
Right on, right on. EasyDanger is going with orange, I can tell you that, because he said he's gonna just keep on. He likes orange, so I'll go with Easy this time, and I'll say orange. And speaking of Easy making his way to his 8th Robot Master here in the Crash Climb. Which I believe had Airman in it.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
For this seed, anyway.
EasyDanger also opting not to attempt the zip. Can't blame him one bit. It's nearly impossible with them stationary item 1s. And here we have LVCreed coming up to the dragon, who is apparently void of color on his head and tail.
Yeah, he's that's one gray or silver dragon, if you will. Pretty neat looking. And now it's time to fish. And
looks like we found something. Air's working.
Yeah, definitely working pretty effectively too.
Meanwhile, EasyDanger having a little bit of trouble getting up the first part of the crash climb there, but he manages just fine.
Those Shanky makers, they don't play.
No, they don't play at all. They play, if they play, it's hardball.
I'll agree with that. Man, and Creed and Wily too in under 24 minutes. It's pretty sick. Like, I don't know, I think my fastest 8 Robos in the randomizer is probably 22 minutes myself, so, and then on my PB it was actually 24 minutes, so yeah, if that gives you a little bit of comparison, Creed doing a really good job. He's going to go the way to where he can get the E-Tank and properly test the walls. We'll see if he goes for that or if he's going to skip the wall test. He's going to go ahead and figure out what they're weak to here. Not Quake, not Bubble, not Wood, not Air, not Buster, Metal, no, not Crash. Charged Heat.
Gotta be charged heat then. That's the real kicker sometimes, and it is. It's the charged heat. The uncharged and the charged heat are they're counted as separate weapons, and sometimes you just might not even realize that it's going to be charged or specifically uncharged heat against anything.
Easy takes the outside ladder, that way that one up. It's normally good to go the inside ladder, but sometimes due to the nature of the randomizer, like if there's frogs there, you cannot get up that ladder hardly ever unless you have metal, and there's a chance that the small frogs, are weak to metal. So I mean, it's really rough. The outside ladder is probably the safer one to go with, but it does take a little bit more time. And that's 8 robos for about 25, 40-ish. Let's see. 25, 45 for EasyDanger for the 8 robos. Creed searching for the weakness to Pico Pico. He's going to grab an E-Tank here. Don't blame him one bit, and he's going to find metal. We got vanilla weakness.
Yeah, this is one of the more surprisingly dangerous bosses. Even though they're always following the same pattern every time, while you're fishing for the weaknesses, you are in very much danger. The contact damage is usually incredibly high from these guys too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was running practice runs this morning, and I actually ended up spinning all 3 E-Tanks, but I barely made it out, even spending all my E-Tanks after finding weaknesses. That tells you what kind of seed I had this morning. But yeah, Easy joining Creed in the Wily stages. Always a good
item 3s, nice and safe. Oh, and item 2 to clear the gap here.
Yeah, definitely. Not a bad.
A little less item 2 than he wants to have later on in the next stage, but there's a few drops he can get to make up for it. Hopefully, he will manage his weapons.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, you got those. As long as you get those 2 drops at the beginning of Wily 2, then you should be able to make it across that spike pit, at least to the first ladder. Which, if that's the case, you can either item through or item over the walls at the top after that corridor.
We got LVCreed trudging through the gray water on the way to the Guts fight. The Guts tank fight, I should specify. He used Flash to sort of test the waters there, which was a really good move, because sometimes at the top of the stage where you need to be in order to clear those gaps, you can have drills like in the hallway and metal stage, and they're almost invisible when they come up.
Yeah, I want to say I think it was Metalo that was using the Flash strat over Wily 3 water that saved time in last night's race.
Yeah, that was Metalo. He came into it and he wasn't even going to find out the hard way. He just used Flash and got through it nice and easy. None of the bosses are weak against Flash after you get out of 8 robos anyway, so probably a really wise usage of it if you've still got it at that point.
And that's a Buster Weak Guts tank is now dead, courtesy of LVCreed.
Yep, and he's now moving on to everybody's favorite stage, Wily 4 with the Boo Beam trap. Meanwhile, EasyDanger trying to fish for a weakness to the dragon here, not having too much luck just yet.
Yeah, he hasn't tried air yet. He'll find that shortly, I'm assuming. But as long as he stays top route, he should be alright, as long as he doesn't kiss the dragon.
And he makes it through.
There it is.
Meanwhile, we got Creed attempting to do, I'm not sure what exactly these zips would be called, but he's doing these zips using item 3 that he jumps off it at the top. And I believe he holds down to grab the ladder above the screen.
Right, yeah, the little ladder zips is, I believe, what they're called. Just call them ladder zips.
So during these ladder zips, if you grab the ladder by pressing down, it'll actually boost you a little bit higher up the ladder, and I believe you want to be pressing up when you regain control of Mega Man, and it will actually boost you even higher.
Yeah, and it actually works like that from the vanilla game too, so food for thought.
Yeah, that was something I did not know all this time, and I've played a lot of the vanilla game. I just never knew about that. But I've learned about it recently in watching these tournament races and seeing so many people utilizing it. I can't wait to start doing my own versions of it myself.
Yeah, I hear you. They do help.
Alright, Creed is making relatively quick work of the spike screens here on Wily 4. Some of the most dangerous stuff in the entire game.
Yeah, they can definitely. Wily 4 definitely makes and breaks runs. Creed making it through the spike screens pretty fairly easy, and yeah, he's gonna go find out what the boo beams are weak to and see if he can get through this fight. Testing metal and wood first, probably a better strat for Randomizer, so that way you don't have to worry as much with the walls. Pause buffering through the boo beam shot there. Oh, Buster. Is that quick? I believe it's quick.
Yep, looks like they're weak to quick. And that's unfortunate that because when it is Leaf Shield or Metal Blade, you can actually ignore all except one of the crash walls anyway and dispatch of all of them, but that's okay. He found out what the weakness was quick enough here. I think he's going to make fairly decent work of these guys. Meanwhile, we got EasyDanger coming into Pico Pico. Not quite sure what the weakness is yet. This could get dangerous.
And Creed making really good time. Oh, Easy finds crash bombs as a weakness, Pico. But he switches to metal. He didn't like how it was going. I don't blame him.
Yeah, there's usually, I believe, 3 different weapons that'll work on Pico Pico, so if one of the ones you find is particularly disadvantageous to use, it's definitely a good idea to move on to the next one for the next cycle. So that was probably a pretty smart move there. I myself would probably lose that match with using Crash against that boss.
Yeah, Crash against Pico can be good if it's like a one-shot thing, but if it's more than one shot, then especially depending on your ammo consumption, that can be kind of rough.
Creed's here in the refights, and sounds like we got, I believe, some X3 music going on in here.
Yeah, I believe that's the opening stage from X3, if I remember correctly. I wasn't much of a Mega Man X fan. Don't hurt me. I was always a classic series kind of guy. Still kind of play the X games a little bit though. So yeah, I think that's X3's opening stage. Or maybe X2 even. One of the opening stages. Really good song. Regardless.
Absolutely, I'm a huge fan of Mega Man X music. It doesn't even matter which game, really. There's at least a few songs that really speak to me, so to speak.
I feel you. Yeah, this is a really good song for sure. Duckfist did a really good job putting in all sorts of Mega Man 2 or Mega Man music, period, over all the games.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job, and he's even got music mixed in from games that aren't Mega Man at all. He basically, I don't know exactly which way he approached this, but he has to ensure that the music fits the same sound format and sound font, I believe, as Mega Man 2, or it wouldn't be compatible. So for him to find so much and make it work, that's impressive, and I know that had to have taken a lot of time. So kudos and thank you to Duckfist.
Yeah, definitely so. Alright, Creed's got one more Robot Master, and then we're off to fight the machine, which can also be all sorts of random colors. I'm gonna say it's gonna be yellow this time.
I keep seeing blue and purple machines. I wasn't actually sure until you said that if they could be other colors. Let's see what it's gonna be. Green and purple.
Oh man, that looks awesome.
And the guts tank is also green and purple. I'm kind of seeing a theme here with this seed.
I don't.
Anybody want to take a guess at the alien color?
I know, right?
I'm going with green and purple.
I bet it's orange. No, but yeah, no. I don't think I've ever seen a guts tank or excuse me, a Wily machine look like that. That's pretty awesome.
It's almost
green
like
and pink, green and purple.
It's almost like his vehicle belonged to the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Yeah, he borrowed the turtle mobile, the turtle van from the Turtles. Wily did. Alright, Creed making his way toward the alien here. EasyDanger.
His weapons, which I don't know what kind of condition his menu is in, but that can definitely be the difference as it was in last night's final race.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, EasyDanger starting Wily 4 while Creed making it here to the alien. We'll see what kind of weakness this alien has. Oh look, it's purple.
Purple with green eyes. I called it. Is this even randomized?
This must not be random. Is Bubble working for him? It looks like it is. I'm gonna go ahead and spin the E-Tank, make sure not to die there. And LVCreed gonna finish first, winning the first match of this 2 out of 3 set. Got an official SRL time of 37:03. Good stuff to LVCreed.
All right, now we're gonna listen to some of the songs we've already heard here with EasyDanger coming through Wily 4, taking a nasty tumble into the spikes. I think he was looking to deboost off the gear guide there, but it didn't quite pan out.
Alright, EasyDanger looking for the weakness here himself. I believe it's quick. He's pause buffering through the shots as well, so he is learning good strats. That's good work by Easy there.
Yeah, very nice and safe plays by him. He's definitely. It looks like he's definitely going to get through this with relatively no issues. That time he even jumped over the shot, not even having to pause buffer.
Yeah, definitely nice yump there by Easy. Hey, you're gonna have to take that one, unfortunately. If your items are still on the screen, or if your weapon shots are still on the screen, your pause menu does not work, unfortunately. Alright, not bad, not bad. Making out of Wily 4 at 41 minutes en route to the reef fights. And more of this beautiful Mega Man X3 music.
Looks like he's having relatively easy time getting through some of these refights here, keeping his health fairly high. But of course, we got Woodman, who can be a bear of a boss, especially if you get hit with that contact damage, which we did, but he's survived. No problem. Keeping about the same amount of health here. Now we have Stupid Crash, who is slightly less stupid in the refight for whatever reason, but he does actually fire one shot and one shot only, usually in that battle. Well, it looks like the super defensive airman actually let up for a cycle there. I'm kind of surprised. Usually you don't see that.
Nice gay airman? No way.
Yeah, gave him a nice clear path. He didn't even have to jump to shoot through. EasyDanger taking an E-Tank here, which is probably the best decision there is so far in the game with 4 E-Tanks. Now he's got 3 left, of course, but that should be more than enough to dispatch this last boss here, the machine and the alien.
Alright, and here we go with Teenage Mutant Ninja Wily. Ooh, Easy gonna take a death here. Not sure if he has any E-tanks or if he just decided, hey, I'm gonna take this death here, make sure to have full health, and go at it again. And that's a Buster weak machine. Or Buster vulnerable.
It's always a huge relief to see that coming into this boss fight, because fishing for the weaknesses is such a chore, and it can actually change how you have to play the next stage as well, because again, you're going to end up fishing for weaknesses against the alien most likely, unless for some reason you get lucky and it is a Buster weak alien, but I'd say that's pretty rare. So EasyDanger had to take another E-tank there, but he's still fairly safe. I believe he has 2 left. Plenty of weapon energy and everything. Looks like he's going to opt to skip the weapon energy pickup.
I was on his way to fight this alien, looking for a sub 50 here. Which is a pretty good time, not that bad for random. Anything under an hour is it's not bad.
Oh,
in my
absolutely.
opinion.
Under an hour is still fairly respectable in my mind. I mean, it's a tough game as it is. Plus, with everything being so random, you never know what you're going to expect. It's very easy to lose more than a couple of minutes in any given playthrough. I'd say I don't know, an hour and 10, hour 15 is probably average for learning the randomizer still.
Yeah, I mean, hey, even the other day I was practicing. I got like an hour and 5 minute time, and it's like, man, you know, I mean, this randomizer can be pretty brutal. But yeah, that's GG's to EasyDanger, finishing with a personal best time here of 46 minutes and 39 seconds. Let's see. Race PB of 26 minutes and 16 seconds up from his personal best. So good stuff to EasyDanger here. And GG's to both runners. GG's to LVCreed as well.
Yeah, GG's, guys. Good show. Good show. Can't wait for the next race here.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to distribute the seed here in just 1 second. And yeah, we'll have race 2 set up and ready to go here very shortly. Stay tuned.